Hello, hello.
Hello. Yeah, now I can understand you better. Yeah.
Yay, good. Yeah, there's just a slight problem with my computer. I just had to turn it off and turn it back on, and now it seems to be working fine. It happens
Yeah,
sometimes.
the best IT hack ever.
Exactly. Yes, we got the brightest minds in this team. Brightest minds. Um, I'm gonna see if maybe still. I know that Jeremiah was planning on showing up to just
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
wanted
he
to
should.
share
Yeah.
his update. I can also share with you a little bit until he comes. But yeah, also maybe I can start with just asking also you some questions as far as like um what is it that interests you in the project, and how would you, if you were to participate in the future, what would interest you in um participating? Like because it's definitely it's a volunteer based project, and I'm just curious also in this Zoom call to see what interests each person, and how, if they were at all interested in also donating their time or a service in any way, and how, and then keep them in the project in whatever way that would be of most interest to them.
Yeah.
So what would you think would be that for you? And it could be multiple things too. It doesn't have to be one thing. But I'm
Yeah.
just kind of making a list.
Yeah. As we are starting to settle, I want to get deeper into community and exchange, and also, yeah, I would like to build something with my hands just to see something change, to make the change, and therefore I want to get more involved into community processes and contribute a little bit because I cannot contribute financially at the moment. I would like to, yeah, give something with my hands and work on stuff like that. And I like this playground project.
Yeah,
As I think there needs to be a place where the kids could meet and play.
for
So I
sure.
like the project that Jeremiah. Yeah, I just talked about the project together with Jeremiah. I didn't know before that you've been involved in that as well.
I was from I guess from the get-go, the pusher from it, because I was given a donation to start the project, and then I started amassing materials for it and putting a team together to Jeremiah produced the initial design. I was like, yeah, let's just do that. Like uh seems simple and then also doable, and also provides I think one of the things, the criteria I wanted was a space that inspired movement for all ages in some way. And
Mm.
with his design, he was including potentially a climbing wall, a net for climbing, monkey bars. I felt like there was space for a swing, and also slack lining. These were all things that he was really passionate about, that we were able to put together in this initial design that I felt, yeah, could definitely be doable as far as how much I had from the donation. And I've gotten enough bamboo to start potentially the build. And so I'm just trying to now get to state, I guess, the second stage, which is finding volunteers that will be down to go over the design and plan a weekly schedule that we can come together and start making progress towards completing it. The idea so far, because I know potentially a lot of people um, might be also having their projects they're working on. And because this is volunteer based, I thought it'd be at most 2 days a week, if not one. And we would see how far we can get on a 1 to 2 day basis. Probably the first push, we'll try and do 2 days in a week just to get the tarps set up to cover the area so that we can properly then work under during even rain and such.
Mm. Yeah, great idea.
Mhm.
So there
Um,
will we need machinery for
Scenery
that?
for that.
Would
Would,
pillars or something to
yeah,
carry the
we have essentially two right now my vehicle which is a Suzuki Sidekick, which if I have a team of maybe even at minimum 2 people, I think we could easily transport at a time maybe 6 to maybe 10 pieces of bamboo strapped to the top of my car
Mhm.
to the work
From
site.
where? Hey guys.
Forest, you're there as well. Where's your image? Can't see you.
I'm on my phone. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, nice to hear you.
Hey, Forrest.
Yeah.
Houston.
Mr. Forrest, see you've been working very hard on your poker face.
Yeah.
Preparing for the dance tonight.
The dance face, the contact dance face. Sounds exciting. I wish I could come.
Yeah, I forgot you're doing the movie night tonight.
It's all right. It's twice a month, and this is actually the first time I got Ticos to come, which is exciting.
Ah.
Oh. Oh.
It might be a Tico night.
Yeah.
Well, here I am because this project intrigues me, and it has intrigued me. I would love. I guess I have a couple questions, but if you guys are already doing something, I'm just happy to listen. I was just wondering in that specific moment where you're taking the bamboo from.
Right now, we have donations from the Neighborhood and Chicken. I have about 13 pieces at my place that are smaller pieces. I think about about 2 inches, somewhere between 2 to 3 inches diameter, and then over at the neighborhood we have at least four very large thick ones. They're maybe about.
Do you know what variety? Asper, Guadua.
I think
If
they're
it's
Guadua, but that's really thick Cambrium, like thick. And those would probably be used for the design that Jeremiah came up with of I think the inverted pyramid that which I hope that Jeremiah comes. He said he was gonna come, but I also
to this call.
What?
He said he would come to this call, or
yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is, I do know this is I guess still not clear if this is final, but Jeremiah messaged me a little bit before this call, or sent me a text message saying that during his move to Charipo, his new partner Rebecca, they just I don't know, they just got together, but then they just had a breakup, and so he's going through some hard times. He's not sure if he can commit to the project, so I'm just hoping that he still comes though, and 'cause I think he is something I've seen him be really passionate about, and I'd love to see him continue to carry the torch
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I'm also at the same time, I'm willing to just keep moving forward, even if he, drops out, and see if I can still make the team possibly could carry out the design, maybe even change the design if we need to. Well, if using still with the materials that we have. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time this playground idea. For a long time I thought about installing playground equipment like this here at the top at where we live. But then
Mhm.
when I heard you guys starting to talk about it, it just sounded like it was a bit more harmonious because then it's more accessible.
Yeah, that was the idea initially, is to start on a public portion of San Salvador, which we got permissions from with the help of Karina, which can't come today, but we're gonna do just another meeting, I think, on Wednesday to just talk about together about, and she'll be able to share more details as far as that part of the
Yeah.
story, how we came to
Yeah, I
that.
was even talking with her. I was talking with her a while ago about doing something like this.
Mhm.
It's all so I guess I'm here to see like how I can participate.
Yeah, yeah,
And what I can offer is I can build things, I can put up roofs, I
yeah, yeah.
can test things out. That's the other. I had a question of like what the intention of the playground is for. Is it primarily for children or is it for all ages?
The idea was one of the first mission statements was creating kind of a space that invites all generations in some
Mhm.
aspect. So both having areas for seating and like a picnic space, while
Mhm.
also having a play area that invites both, athletic practice, but also play. And essentially that in Jeremiah's design, which I liked, is he created a simple design that could both in included climbing wall, which is one thing I was hoping to help build in the area, and then also uh monkey bars, which I love, swings, and a net for climbing,
Mhm.
and what's the slack lining, a slack line for balancing. Um, and then we also talked about eventually in the design having also an area that's either with gravel or sand that could be for like running laps around around if people wanted to run.
Mhm.
The thing I've been still looking after, and I really want to include it eventually in the design, is a padded kind of ground around the playground for children. So if they do fall, that they don't get super hurt or cut up. Like I used to uh um and I've been like essentially kind of going through my community in the States to see who I can talk to that knows maybe who might like what kind of industry to like ask about the existence of this in Costa Rica. But essentially there was where I first played as a child, there were playgrounds that had these floors made out of shredded tire and chutes.
Yeah.
Mhm. To
And
make
it's,
it soft. Mm.
and then essentially it was then I guess epoxy together or
Yeah.
something like that. And it had then over a dampening of inertia to it that was perfect for falling on.
It's there's parks in Perez in San Isidro that have that sort of style of of floor.
So I know it exists, yeah. I just have to find the contact.
Yeah.
That's been that's been something that I'm like adding to future designs, but part of me just also wants to, with this maybe initial one, still move forward with now having at least the materials to get it started, to potentially see if I can get this one finished as far as it being a stable space, and then just have more in potentially improving that design in the future, or just more milestones, because I also want, and it's not in my funding at the moment, but I want to have like solar lights potentially also around the playground. It's accessible for children to play there as it's getting dark, and it's not dangerous for them potentially.
What was the plan for starting?
The idea that I was talking to with Jeremiah was this Friday. And then we would potentially with just even just like a team of 3 or 4, get the bamboo there and start with initially the first part, which is the planting the posts for the tarps that cover the playground. But
You already have tarps?
Yeah, I have 2 3x6 meter tarps that I got from Oho Chal, this guy in Oho Chal that sells them for like 100.
Like the used tarps.
Yeah, there's ones that have like old ads on them.
Nice.
Is it this tarpaulin material that's also built for the domes at Holos?
It's sort of similar to that. Yeah. But it's used material that has been printed with an ad on it. So
Okay.
it's cheaper for that reason.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could easily be painted over if it's an eyesore, but I think with it facing upward, we won't really be seeing the ad. It's a car ad too, and I was like, well, maybe I know a lot of kids that like cars, so maybe that's fine.
What type of structure? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, that was all.
If you want, I can also share the image of the design.
Yeah.
I have Karina messaging me, just a sec. I think she's interested in maybe coming in for a little bit. But yeah, this initial design was produced by Jeremiah, and yeah, I made my best attempt to put it all to get all the materials that he requested based off of it. And I did it. I had to go to a couple different places to get, I guess, sometimes what seemed like the best deal.
I have more specific questions, but
yeah.
I don't want to go too far ahead. But I'm sure you're very aware of which material you use creates like bamboo versus metal, for instance. One of them is going to last a lot longer. And then the whole aesthetics and feel and all this, but there's that question of like, and it's all very related too, because if this is under a roof and it's under shade versus if it's exposed to sun or if it's exposed to water at all, that changes a lot of things.
Yeah. The initial idea was to make them out of bamboo. I I feel like I'm I'm willing to consider anyone's design that finds some potential marriage and that has some logical purpose for including metal in the design. For whatever reason,
Mhm.
and considering it. Right now, I've been able to uh visualize and understand, and also, get more people I think are interested working with bamboo in the valley on this project than that there were that wanted to work with metal so far too. So
Just make one suggestion. If in terms of a structure to cover this play structure, have you considered using a dome?
oh, the kind of the
The
geodesic
geodesic
domes
dome?
with the
Mhm.
triangles.
Mhm.
Yes, I guess it was. We kind of came up, I guess, with the tarp design essentially because of the budget. But I'm
Could you
sure
say that
that
again? The audio is like, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi.
we essentially started with the, a, a design that included doing it with tarps based off the budget first. Um, I mean, because I also know if the domes have required more materials to make potentially, and for that reason, uh, we came up with a design that was, I guess, within the range of like um, you know, something we could do with like $8,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Have you seen like driving to the neighborhood? Have you seen this geodesic dome that they have there?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, that one, the one that's done with metal, right?
Yeah. That's it kind of, even the structure itself is a play structure.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
and it
Uh,
creates a large open dry space, but with good ventilation. And
mhm.
if it's just an idea, I know that budget is a big consideration, but to be honest, if you think about investing in play structures, um, yeah, it's kind of a short-term solution to spend the money on the play structure and not to think about creating a long-term solution for the water and the sun.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely, possibly this design would maybe only last, yeah, for like 5 years. It's true.
Yeah.
The idea though is that through the initiative of building it, we can gain potentially more funding for future.
I'm gonna try and leave and come back because my audio is not really.
But yeah, the idea is essentially if we can, with just even this initial funding, give a good push towards just to show what we can do with this amount, we can then like set milestones and start to get an idea of maybe different tiers of like ways that people could invest in this in the for the community, and then get to maybe eventually like a design that includes a dome, even that if we like make that $10,000 mark or something like that. And then, definitely, yeah, I love the idea. I really is. I feel like I want to at least see what I can do with what I have now.
Ist noch neu gelernt?
Ja.
Mm. Mhm.
Sophie hat gesagt, fürs nächste Telefonat soll ich auch eine Geschichte schreiben.
Mhm.
Because Johnny, I just imagine the kind of temper. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not here to completely throw wrenches. I'm just
It's part of the dreaming is seeing the bigger, longer, modern version of this versus maybe something that it could
I
be
kind of did you ever go to the Dome school that Monica and Arturo were doing?
Oh yeah, that place is beautiful. And the little things in the back.
Yeah. There's not such big play structures. There's not like I don't know how much money you guys have raised, but the structure, the structure, the roof is what creates the core for people to arrive and use the space. And if I think about what is the core, if I think about like creating a solid core for a play structure, it's actually, or for a playground, it's actually creating the structure, creating the space that's going to hold it. Just starting with the playground itself, like it's kind of a gamble. I see. It's like maybe people come and use it a bunch, but maybe people don't really want to.
Mhm.
And I know like at any point having a common circle, like a common space, people are going to come and use it if it's open for the public. I don't know. I can see it going both ways. I see the value of creating a really beautiful play structure too.
Mhm. I mean, another part of it, the idea too, is just how in the surrounding area we would have, potentially gardens and reach out for the food to surround the area with.
This is all going to be at that clinic, right? Across from the cemetery?
Yeah, behind it.
Dude. Yeah, I've seen this coming for some years, so I'm happy that it's coming.
And then some park benches are so for people who maybe have picnics there too that are covered. But yeah, I love the idea. And if it's something that you would like to see, maybe it's something you also want to potentially build on your property, and you've already done some research for it. But if you have any like decisions or ideas as far as with the domes that I guess besides maybe things that are already completed, which I guess is a good example. Still, though, I guess it helps to also have potentially then an idea of what materials are required and how much those materials cost. I guess I could reach out to them over at the Dome School. And
I know a couple things about the domes, and I'm not so attached to the domes, but I feel it's a really good, it's a good way of building, especially for this creation. Because it sounds, if I were to use words to describe what it sounds like is being formed, it's not so much a playground, it's like a community center or a park. Like and the park is more than just the playground. It has a center space to it.
Yeah, it could very well be that this the dome itself is expands beyond the playground that is potentially in the middle, and then also
Right.
covers the area that people eat, an area that maybe people can sit and play music. It
Right.
covers these other areas that are part of the space for sure.
I know for the domes, there's a couple options. The guy that did it at Holos, his name I think is Casey, and I'm pretty sure that that exact dome, if it were to be like copy and pasted somewhere, would be about $20,000, including the tarp on the roof.
Right.
And that's because it comes, he has like a company that makes special connections from, he like has a company in China or the States or somewhere where they make the specific connectors so that it's really, really simple to assemble it.
Mhm.
Also at Florestral and other places, all everywhere, people have, you can just like, you can make a dome without so much money. I don't know exactly how much, but you can use metal tubes that you buy here and pinch them and then connect them with bolts. And it works. And then the tarp can be the ones that you already have, or it can be with like, it can be with greenhouse plastic and shade cloth, or it can be, the roof can be a number of options.
Mhm.
Patchwork. Yeah.
That's for more like that's more realistic. It's more economic.
Right. And
And
using
also Arturo,
recycled.
right up the road, sorry, but the guy at the dome school, he makes wooden domes. And they're not as big, but they're also kind of play structures for kids. He has like 3 or 4 kids. So he's a good person perhaps to consider creating it with, because he already knows how to make the domes. And he lives right up the road in La Florida.
Yeah, we've experienced domes that have been used for making acro yoga or trapeze in a circus. They have been made in Portugal out of eucalyptus wood as well. So
Mhm.
these structures are very versatile. You can just hang a swing onto the roof, so you can attach different climbing stuff, ropes, whatever. So it's very versatile and it can carry heavy loads as well.
Yeah, they actually say it's the strongest structure that you can create.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely with like, it's kind of like, the arches of like the Roman aqueducts. It's a really beautiful shape that actually can hold and allow you to build structures that are even like sometimes, it can hold a lot of weight. It's true. It disperses the weight in every direction.
Mhm.
And so
I guess beyond just the dome, my piece that I would like to bring to this to today's cake, I would like to bring to today's tea party is to consider setting the space before arriving with toys. Because a lot of money can go into the toys and it might not be, it is, money is finite, time is finite, energy is finite. I see setting the space as the better investment of these finite resources rather than, and perhaps others might see creating these structures as setting the space. And I can see that too. But I believe if we, and I say we because I feel like I'm a part of this, I want to be a part of it. If we approach it from the perspective of how can we set the space to be the best container for things that we can kind of see now, but we also don't know exactly how it will unfold, as opposed to going very specific right away. Just, that's all. That's all for the tea party. That's all I brought.
yeah, thank you. And like, if you want, I can, um, I guess I can share the link to the Play project on Giveth, which has some of the, this like progress of the design, the talks, and then updates of people that had, you know, helped out in some way or another. With, and you're more than welcome to it definitely, I'm going to be adding essentially this meeting to that website and sharing just like what basically every community member that showed up and what they shared was, and continue also with this practice of transparency with how this is coming together, so that everyone, because also this is all about inclusion, right? It's all about bringing people together, so that the biggest goal, I think, is it becoming literally a community project, right? And so that being how we inspire that, I think, is through potentially the next stage, which is these meetings, right? And making it so that people feel like whatever their idea is can be possible, right? So and overall, then perhaps then the design shows varieties of ways that we can include these variables that people dream up of, so that and initially, I tried to put the project together with just a team of me and Jeremiah and Karina to kind of, I guess, get the initial movement of it to progress in such a way that it felt like it could be then done this year. But then yet some of what ended up happening was those team members end up having other projects they end up working on, and so it just now it's like it feels like it's ready to expand and include more people in it in some way. And so I'm going to start having just these meetings until I have either maybe some people that feel committed enough that they would like to continue with the design that we've came up with and flesh that out, maybe include or add more to it. And then once I have I think a steady, clear team of people that are interested in doing that, then potentially, yes, we could start on Friday and move forward with let's say this is the first phase of this project, because it never do I want it to feel like just because we put up some posts in the ground and cover an area with some tarps or whatever that we've done. Like it's never really done. It's gonna be something that it just continues to shape every space that we live in as we consider where is the space that we play, or where is the space that we all feel allowed to be in, and continue to, like, I don't know, essentially create spaces and community discussion through the creation of those spaces.
I would like to add to what you just shared, and I'm going to step away pretty soon.
Okay.
Just to keep on in this beautiful rhythm that we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
I would like to suggest meetings that are actually at the location. I know it's a bit more difficult to physically gravitate everybody together. However, there's almost no value in talking about, do we build a dome, if we're not in the actual space. That's one thing. And then the people that show up, that's who does it. It's kind of a frustrating and hilarious function of community that sometimes people start something and then put it down, but then that also leaves space for somebody else to come in. And if there's enough people constant and committed, then it stays alive.
Yeah, it just keeps moving. Yeah, I definitely think, it could be that Friday is just an official still meetup, whether or not, and it could be something where I go there and whoever shows up, we can then either discuss first steps. Like I'll have, like a nice diagram. I'll bring like a printed version of the design.
Bring important things to bring are like a machete and some stakes to mark,
Yeah,
because
tool.
Mm,
to visualize, like, okay,
Yeah.
this could be the play space, or this could be the benches, or just to put some stick in the ground has a big difference. The other thing I wanted, what was it? Oh, yes. The other thing I wanted to suggest is to start small. I've seen Jeremiah showed me one design. I don't know if it's the one that you guys are working with, but it was kind of like a pyramid, and it seemed pretty complex, and it's a cool design. However, starting small is so, I suggest it so immensely, especially when it's a brand new project like this, and there are the barriers to kind of inviting people to come and use the space, and people are not used to coming and using the space. So starting with either a small structure or something, just maybe consider starting small, like add a couple benches, make a little garden. I'm really happy to help. For a while, I've wanted to make trails from that space through the forest, through the land that's now Project Ka, to the Diamante River. And I would be happy to lead a team of people of making trails, for instance. Stuff that, are always going to be used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, definitely, yeah, there's the talk about potentially using the I mean, that was also one of the reasons why we decided on that space, was that it had forest trails right next to it. So it'd be like kind of a place to start potentially a forest adventure,
Yeah.
and kind of create also a space that literally is on that between line, and works on how we enrich those spaces so that it makes the forest more inviting, or that it allows us to even like begin education of understanding the ecosystem of the forest, well, from a base camp of sorts.
Mhm.
Come to
Honestly,
and go out there and maybe come back.
you guys got me. I'm here. I think Friday is a good day for me. I just need to check the timing. I think Friday I can make some time, just depending on what time of the day. You got me, and I'm here. I'm aligned. I have nothing more to say. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I'm
I'm
happy
ready
that
to take some steps together.
you came today, and it's like it feels good always just to continue this conversation with anyone that's interested. I posted some of the pictures that Jeremiah in the chat. Oh, whoops. There's some extra ones from my friend Donald, but yeah, of just the initial design that he shared with me in the chat. I'm gonna send it now, and you can look at that, or just go to the website and pick that up yourself for us if you like. And
Play.
let's just keep the spirit alive, and yeah, I'll give some updates from what I hear with Jeremiah when I get a chance to talk with him and see if he's still part of the project or not, because he was
Okay.
going to be here, but something happened, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And then I will, yeah, I'll post soon about potentially also and don't feel like you have to come to the Wednesday one because you were to this one, but just put maybe in your books for Friday.
What time?
I believe I suggested something like 8 a.m.
Oof.
But it could
Wow.
be it could be later. It could be later. It could be later because I was thinking like we were gonna work, but I think it might be different. So maybe it'd be like more like 10:30 or something.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Even
on site, getting hands-on feel into the place, and yeah, like Forrest said, get an imagination of the dimensions. what it could be like.
Yeah, true that.
At least for me personally. Wait, am I still on this?
Yes. You're just
Okay.
invisible.
I'm invisible. For me on Fridays, it's a full-on day here. We do planting and in the farm, and it's our recycling day. But after
Ah.
like after 12 or after 1, I would have more time to participate. And especially in these beginning phases, like it's different when it's time to actually start digging the posts, you know. In these beginning phases, it's okay, at least for me, um, to arrive with the design vision, which is a lot more seeing the space and not so much working the space.
Yeah.
However, when it comes time to working the space, it's a different story. Then we show up early and we dig the posts, we cut all the forest down, we build a McDonald's, and we put the playpen in.
Make sure that all the llamas, the llama farm continues to grow and produce alpaca fur for the community.
Of
That's
course.
what we're all about, really.
Mm.
I'm so glad you all came to the alpaca convention. Thank you. So good that you came.
Don't forget
you
your
all
Minx
receive your
episodes.
own complimentary llama.
Ah.
Watch out for it. They spit.
Yeah, for me, Friday afternoon is fine. Yeah, sounds great
Awesome.
to start with. Yeah, and then we can see.
And if you feel inspired, you want to come and be part of the discussion for Wednesday as well. I'm just gonna do one more, I think, Zoom chat like this, and just include anyone that wasn't able to make it today that was requesting it one later in the day. So I'll talk about on Wednesday, and then we'll all meet on Friday. Sounds good to me. And so just to confirm first, is 10:30, then it'd be better for you if we started potentially around 12 on a Friday or 1?
Yeah, around 1 would be even better because the recycling closes at 12 and then it takes time to like wrap up, and so
That can work because I think, based off, I mean, it could be different, but I'm assuming from what I've heard from Jeremiah, that him being the team lead, that the original plan might not be going in progress. So I'm more than happy just to change that meetup time to 1 p.m.
whatever's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check in also with everyone on Wednesday and
Okay, yeah.
see if like that works for everyone too. And it could be that we change it to, I mean, we were talking about Friday or Saturday, but I felt that it could be Friday. It could also be in the future Thursdays, but we're still playing around with the best day of the week.
Yeah, Thursday is not that good because it's Feria Day and San Isidro, and
Right.
always there.
Saturday and like in the early morning could be a good day.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
There's so much happening though. I
Yeah.
think it's I'm happy to start whenever we start.
Yeah. You can start Friday and then discuss maybe Saturday eventually. And then
Okay.
if it ends up being that Saturday works for more people, let's just do that, because also Saturdays are just always usually really fun days. So it never feels like work when it's on a Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be really fun on a Saturday morning to get together with people from around, and it kind of like the old school hands on the lands days. where
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Yeah.
like at that point we'll see how little we actually need to create a playground. We just need to bring the energy there.
Yeah, it's true. Because we do have a good amount of bamboo now. More than around like
I got some
26.
tires too. I'm happy to bring as many tires. I have a good connect in San Isidro that I can get as many free tires. Tires are a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. We could totally design something with tires that because I bet I've seen some really beautiful like climbing structures using tires and rope or
Mhm.
tires and other ways of connecting them together.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, you guys, I love this and I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 hours. So I told him down to like or it's almost been an hour. Right.
Yeah,
When did I
just
start this call? Yeah, it's been an hour almost. So I'm gonna say that we can end it now too,
yeah.
because
Let's meet on Friday.
feels good. Yeah.
I'll see you Friday. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow, Shani.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some
Mm,
spiritual
mm,
designing.
mm,
What?
mm.
Woohoo!
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
You know it. So I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
I mean tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
That's something that Forrest and I are doing in
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. But you're yeah, in Chiripo. No Tuesday tomorrow.
hmm
Great. Yeah.
We
Okay.
I'm gonna be able to I proposed to Diamante Luzdo Thursday talent show. So we're
Mhm.
waiting to get confirmation on that. But I have a good feeling.
That's great. Yeah. Nice.
And I'm bringing some I got a printer, so I'm gonna bring some scripts this Thursday. So
Ah. Mhm.
there'll
Nice.
be more acting opportunities.
Ah, yeah, like bit, yeah, like bit of a plot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inspired
Nice.
by the writers in the valley.
Yeah. Keep us updated.
I sure will. Well, I'll talk to you later, Dominic. And feel free to
Yeah.
look through the chat. If you
Yeah, I just had a quick look and I'll continue. Yeah, it looks interesting.
mhm.
Great. Have fun tomorrow and yeah, today as well. Whatever
Yeah.
your plan is.
See you
And see you
Friday.
soon.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
also a movie night tonight if
Ah,
you're interested. At the Gayborhood that I'm hosting.
yeah. Yeah, I'm with
But
Felina and it's not the right movie for her, I think. Yeah.
yeah. It's a it was definitely I guess this time it was geared towards uh a lot of the boys I was hanging out with, but definitely we're
Ah,
gonna have to have a more fully inclusive film that everyone can enjoy for sure. But
yeah, I
I
know
was
the movie. Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah. I
yeah,
like it.
it's yeah, definitely. I kind of especially did it for Karina's kid because like he's always like he's like I want more cars. I want to see a car. I want to drive a car. I was like, all right. For some reason, get this out of my head. So I need to give this to you. This is so good.
Great. Yeah. Have a nice day. And yeah, I check out the design stuff.
Yeah. And I can share like other 3D models. That was just the one that Jeremiah shared with me. I will
Mhm.
so share more
Yeah.
with you
Hope
about.
he's still with us. Let's hope that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I think it might just be a technological error, because he did seem committed on coming. I'll find out though.
Yeah.
All right,
Great.
Dominic.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Have a good one, Shawnee.
You too. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.